It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. And coming right up, we'll see the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center. And for Houston, they're up there in third place in the Western Conference, very close to the position they were in when last season came to a close. You talk about explosive players in the NBA, and few are as explosive as the man we'll see tonight, Jabari Parker. He can power his way through a defense and embarrass you at the rim.
What do you think, Shaq?
Well, you know, he has great stride, length going at the rim. You know, allows him to cover ground. You know, he's strong enough to shrug off any contact. Looks really, really good out there. I'm glad he's healthy.
Are you paying attention?
I thought you was going to Kenny first because you was looking at him.
No, I was going to you first. I was kind of looking you off, but I thought you would.
He couldn't catch the no-look pass.
No, I would have hit you right square in the nose if that had been a basketball. Anyway, we're talking about Jabari Parker, weren't we?
Yeah, nothing could slow this guy down. I mean, I love the fact that he's healthy, the fact that he can get to the rim. The reason he can, because he can shoot that jump shot. So you got to play up close. He goes by you and finishes at the rim.
Look out.
No-look pass.
Look out.
Hit him in the head again.
Kevin Harlan, we're ready for the tip.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We're live from Houston, where the crowd is on their feet. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And, of course, Shabazz Muhammad. This phase, really the integration phase, as he's getting into the new flow with his new team. An exciting time for him, for sure.
And as you were mentioning, I mean, that trade has this team buzzing. You can see it in the warm-up line, how loose and confident they look now with him on that roster.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And Clark, tonight we have an incredible matchup at the guard position. What do you think we'll see?
Well, both of these guys are outstanding scorers, and they get their own shot rather easily, so that'll be fun to watch. And not only can they get their own shot, but they're both good at creating for others as well. So I tell you what, this could be a doozy, Kevin. This could really be a lot of fun to watch.
Here we go.
So the Rockets win the tip. And Anderson kicks to Ariza. Back to Anderson, and finished off by Anderson.
And, you know, Ariza is a great value-utility Velcro kind of guy. I mean, somebody that knows how to dish the rock.
Now, the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis and Parker, the explosive forward pair. Chris Middleton is out there at Bledsoe, and it's Henson in at the center position. Now, here's Bledsoe, 5 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Middleton can't get it to go. Bledsoe against Paul. From deep, Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Harden's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. To the wing on the left. Parker passes to Henson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, you look at the Bucks offense, and they were very hard to stop when they got going. Near the top of the league in effective field goal percentage, which is a huge statistic. They did so despite not taking many three-pointers compared to the other top teams.
Yeah, you think about it. They led the league in how many of their threes were assisted on, Kevin. About 90% of them. And while they would look to the three-point shot, it was the result of ball movement, which often led to a good look. Still, their first look, though, back to that effective field goal percentage, was to get the ball inside.
And the first one at the line is good.
The former Tar Heel, John Henson, is incredibly efficient on both ends of the court.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
And Henson sends it back.
Hey, that reach of Henson, remarkably long, unbelievably long, and that allows him to wipe away shots effectively.
They set the pick. Parker against Anderson. Fires from the wing. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Parker's got his first basket. And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. 2 great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense. And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
Now here's Bledsoe. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Whenever Parker has a look from mid-range, he's going to take it. I mean, he's a very capable shooter from that distance.
To the paint. Here's Capella. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And the Bucks defense, not one of the strongest in the NBA, but they did a great job of creating turnovers. They didn't get a stop every time. But, boy, they would often create offense with their defense.
Yeah, exactly. When you're not a strong half-court defensive team, being able to force turnovers and score off those can really be effective. And most teams are hard to guard in transition, and this Bucks team was exceptional in transition.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 16-point game against Chicago.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Here's Paul following the basket by Chris Middleton. Paul dishes to Ariza. Rebound by Parker.
Man, low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
And here are the Rockets now. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. It's Harden with the drive. Chalk up 2 there. Harden's got 5 points so far.
Kevin, it doesn't really matter if you body Harden up. He's committed to scoring the basketball, and his concentration allows him to do so.
And Middleton kicks to Henson. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. And Capella sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And they get it back.
And, you know, Henson's height and length and reach makes him a force on the glass. So he does a nice job chasing down those rebounds.
Paul dishes to Harden. Pass to Ariza. Now the pass to Paul. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
Yeah, it's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
He hits the second from the line.
Boy, you take a look at this Houston Rockets offense. They've got so many threats, and Harden is clearly the big one. He's in the middle of it all, and his teammates do a nice job of playing off of him.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
And Clark, so much of the offensive burden has fallen on the shoulders of Harden. Now he's got some help, certainly, with Chris Paul.
You know what? As well as Harden played last season at the point guard spot, I think this trade was just too good to pass up. I mean, I anticipate they're going to make one heck of a duo.
The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
2 shots.
That free throw missing.
Boy, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Makers checked in. And he can't hit the second.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
And they need every point they can muster right now. They've got to cash in here.
Now here's Harden. Following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. From downtown. Rebounded by Maker. The Bucks have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Connects from 3-point range.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
And here's Harden. Following the 3 from Eric Bledsoe. Harden kicks to Capella. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Hey, you know, Kevin, that's what you want to see. Strong passing inside, leading to the hoop.
And here's Bledsoe. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Screened by Parker. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Ariza covering. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And Antetokounmpo is just fearless. I mean, hit him, knock him around, really doesn't faze him, doesn't matter. I mean, this guy is determined to get the job done, and he does.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
And here is Paul, following the three from Eric Bledsoe. Harden the pass to Ariza. Harden against Middleton.
Boy, the defensive hustle there by Middleton. Stretching out and getting his hand on that shot. Excellent effort.
On offense, here are the Bucks. They're on a 20-6 run. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Harden. Unable to get that one. Excellent D there from Bledsoe.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Here's Brogdon, following the score by Houston. Pass to Middleton. Back to Brogdon. They set the pick. Middleton dishes to Maker. To the inside. Bahamute with the steal. Middleton against Gordon. And he makes good on the layup. Gordon's got his first points in this one.
And Gordon doing a nice job measuring these inside shots well. I mean, has a solid, quick release pretty much from anywhere on the floor.
Now, here's Maker. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Teletovic with a screen on Paul. This one for three. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And you look at how they match up. Certainly, you could see them losing, but you would still expect them to come away with 2 wins.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
And Middleton kicks to Maker. Back to Middleton. Second chance shot. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
It's stolen by Maker. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's his first foul. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Chris Middleton. Brogdon against Paul. Brogdon the pass to Muhammad. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Bucks lead by 6.
Nice move on the inside. The defense is there, but Muhammad with the skills and confidence to convert nonetheless.
Paul kicks to Gordon. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. The drive by Gordon. No good on that one. Milwaukee leading by 4. Maker, no one around him. Off target with his 3. Right side, Gordon. And the dunk by Bahamute.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of it.
And Milwaukee has possession. The Rockets making the shot. Toledovich setting the pick for Muhammad. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. And we all know that Mike D'Antoni is one of the most respected offensive minds in basketball. You look at his coaching tree, and there are branches all over the NBA. He has a lot of respect from his peers.
I mean, when you have sustained success like D'Antoni has had, the respect comes with that track record of success. D'Antoni has a great working relationship with a lot of other coaches as well.
Now here's Muhammad after Eric Gordon's miss over Johnson. That misses off the backboard.
You must make that one. Even with the defense present, these are shots you have to finish.
The Rockets making a switch here. Tucker's checked in. .139 left to play in the first quarter. Dellavedova dishes to Maker. Passes it to Brogdon. Toledovich with a screen on Gordon. Brogdon kicks to Toledovich. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want, an uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession.
Yes, that goes in.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Muhammad against Johnson. Shot off the pick. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Muhammad's got 6. Rockets trail by 4. Tucker the pass to Johnson. Inside, here's Nene. It's tipped. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Nene, rebounded by the Bucks. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that that one got away from them, because for long stretches, they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheets, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end.
Here's Johnson, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And that does it for the first quarter. Bucks lead by 4. We'll be back shortly, live from Houston, Texas. And you talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific player.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, John Henson out there with Mirza Toledovich. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Dellavedova in at the 2.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Brogdon against Gordon. Here's Muhammad. Got a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Gordon's running. Lets the 3 fly. The shot that time not on target. And Milwaukee will come the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Dellavedova kicks to Muhammad. It's rebounded by Houston. Johnson left side. Tucker dishes to Johnson. kicks it to Mbamute. Over to Ledovich, and the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Mbamute. The Bucks have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Dellavedova kicks to Muhammad. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip. And Clark, you look around the NBA, which big men impress you with their ability to put up points from the high post?
Well, I think Blake Griffin, as he's established his jump shot and become more proficient in making that 15 to 17 footer. Karl Anthony Towns, one of the outstanding young players in the league, extremely versatile, can shoot it out to the 3-point line, can post it, can make the mid-range shot. Aldridge is still one of the best mid-post players, but took a lot of criticism for his inability to dominate in the low post.
Right, you're right. Rockets trail by 4. Johnson outside. Now the dish to Tucker. There's Gordon with the 3. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And just not able to find the target from 3-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first.
So for the Rockets, Anderson comes in for Mbamute. And it's Harden in for Johnson. And then for Milwaukee, Parker's checked in for Mirza Teletovic. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Muhammad. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Malcolm Brogdon. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And that's now 7 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And Tucker kicks to Nene. Gordon for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Gordon's got 5 points now this quarter.
Quick release from Gordon. Like seeing him shoot it as soon as he gets it.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's guarded closely. Henson sets a screen for Bledsoe. Here's Parker. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Greg, when Jabari Parker is healthy, he has shown that he can be a go-to scorer in this league.
Parker reminds me a bit of how Carmelo Anthony looked at the same age. His ability to just blow by defenders is going to always be something he can lean on. Just fantastic with how efficient he is at this age.
And he knocks down the first one. And glad to see Jabari Parker out on the floor after recovering from yet another torn ACL. Clark, always hard to go through that injury. Never mind twice in your first 3 seasons in the NBA. But you know, Parker's a fighter through and through.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. Not an easy situation, and really disheartening for all of us who appreciate his talent and skill level. He's an outstanding young man and player, and he's vowed to come back stronger than ever before. And his attitude, the positive approach to difficult adversity, I think, has set him up to have a chance to do just what he vowed to do.
Stolen by Harden. Kicks it out to Ariza. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And, you know, last season the Bucks, showing their resilience as a team quite nicely, looked to be falling out of the picture in early February, but then came on strong to snag a playoff spot in the East.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And he's shooting his free throws to the tune of 75% this season. Fairly standard numbers.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
Loose shots.
That one is off. You know, the Bucks really did look dead in the water for a bit before the All-Star break. They lost Jabari Parker and being 8 games under 500. But boy, the month of March, 14-4, they really rallied.
Yeah, they found themselves in a big way. And despite losing Parker, they got some players back at the same time. And there wasn't a big change in the team. They just bared down against the challenge and adversity. A lot of close wins, and the team really started to gain confidence by virtue of winning those close games.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here is Harden, coming off 31 points last game. And Tucker has it in the corner. Offensive rebound.
And just no fear, guys. I mean, he is willing to mix it up in the paint with the big boys.
Antetokounmpo, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game. And one thing you notice with Giannis is just how much better this team is with him on the floor. What he brings on offense and defense is as huge as any player in our league.
And that one misses. And Greg, with Giannis, the team is so much more dangerous with him on the floor offensively, and the numbers back it up.
Yeah, Giannis, one of the few difference makers who can impact the game on both ends. Causes a ton of turnovers with his D, but also can facilitate or carry a team with his offense.
Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
He throw good, James Harden. And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." You know, Clark, that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
Now here's Bledsoe. He has 6. Shot from free throw range. That's short off the rim. Here's Ariza. Another shot. In the corner, it's Capella. A 3 from Anderson. Hits it from three-point range. Anderson's got 5.
And Anderson so fundamentally sound. Before shooting, he squares up just the way you teach it.
And Capella sends it back. Stolen by Henson. Harden against Bledsoe. Here's Parker. Rockets with the rebound. Ariza's got 4 rebounds in this game. Ball outside. That's tipped. Stolen by Middleton. And it's the Bucks on the break. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist in this one.
Well, you've got to recognize how active Middleton is on defense. I mean, this is a guy that you can't afford to be careless around.
Ariza no up. Bucks leading by 5. Antetokounmpo with the ball. He's picked up by Ariza. Anderson with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Screened by Parker. Middleton the pass to Henson. Outside, Antetokounmpo. 6 to shoot. Henson sets a screen for Antetokounmpo. A shot, no good. Good D by Ariza. Paul against Bledsoe. Here's Harden. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big time work. Really distracting him, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
Now here's Parker. 8 points for him. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Ariza covering. Baseline J on the way. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And, you know, we continue to see Antetokounmpo shoulder more of the load. A remarkable offensive play.
Paul dishes to Harden. Feeds to Ariza. Anderson the screen. Paul kicks to Anderson. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Anderson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. He dishes it to Henson. It's stolen by Ariza. Paul outside. No good with the triple.
And, you know, I have no idea how he missed that one. When there's no defense around, he's usually automatic from there.
And Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts.
To the inside. Good work defensively by Capella.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Tell you what, Kevin, there aren't many players who would have even seen that pass, but when we're talking about Chris Paul, he's got unique vision, unlike most anybody else.
Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it. But it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I've paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Middleton the pass to Bledsoe. Parker a screen on Paul. Bledsoe kicks to Middleton. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Bucks.
And they stayed away from being too reliant on the 3-point shot. They used it when they had to, but kept things balanced. And that's what you want to have, an offense that comes at you in all sorts of ways.
Harden's shot is good.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And nothing fancy really about that play. That's just good old-fashioned hard-nosed basketball to get that one.
Here's Ariza, and Ariza with the stuff.
Super athleticism from Ariza, exceptional at slamming it down.
Bucks trail by 4. Bledsoe dishes to Middleton. Parker a screen on Harden. Back to Bledsoe to stop the run. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
Now here's Paul. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. By himself, flushes it down to finish the break.
Boy, that was a nice leak out by Middleton. Took advantage of his quickness there.
Rockets shooting 41% for the game. Bledsoe against Paul. Anderson the screen. A fadeaway, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Here's Bledsoe. Finished off the break. Bledsoe's got 5 points in the quarter.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Well, Thon Maker is a project player, Clark, for his team, taken 10th overall in the 2016 draft. Has great size, and he moves well, but it's going to be a few years before he gets to where he needs to be.
I agree with you, but with big guys, you can afford to be patient when you see that they have a work ethic and a commitment to getting better, are willing to learn and grow, and then you factor in his athleticism and size. I think it's a weight that's going to pay big dividends for the Bucks.
They get it back, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Milwaukee shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
No good on that one. And the Rockets play at one of the highest paces in the NBA. A lot of possessions for both sides as they want as many chances as they can possibly get to score. Clark, when you think about that, how do you prepare for a team like the Rockets if you're their opponent?
Well, there are a couple of things you can do. One is you try to slow them down, and some teams are equipped to do that. Other teams are equally adept at the three, so you match them shot for shot. But the problem with that is Harden is really good in the half court. And even when you take away transition, he can hurt you in the half-court game.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
The Bucks have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet. And the first one drops. I just love what Muhammad can do, Clark, for a team coming off the bench. Always looks to attack the basket, and when he is locked in, can function as one of the better 6 men in the league.
Yeah, you know, for some guys, Kevin, being a rotational player off the bench is a hand-in-glove fit. And I think Muhammad falls into that category. I mean, you can give him a start if you needed to. He's not the best defender, but you love what he brings on offense, particularly if he's coming off the bench.
Here's Nene, and Nene with the stuff.
Outstanding presence of mind. Harden is constantly looking for the open shooter.
56 seconds left to play in the first half. Brogdon kicks to Teletovic. Teletovic, the screen. Dellavedova, the pass to Teletovic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Teletovic has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Dishes it to Mba Amute. 32 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Maker. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Johnson from outside. Rebound, Milwaukee. Teletovic has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Brogdon kicks to Teletovic. And Teletovic throws it down.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's 6'9", so it does not take much for Teletovic to ram it down.
Nene with the screen on Brogdon. The 3. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Eric Gordon. Harden's got a pair of triples in the second now for Houston. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Milwaukee Bucks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason, a hard-fought first half. How do you assess the game so far?
We're going to need everybody. And the one thing we got to do is we can't settle. We got to keep attacking and get the ball in the paint.
Use that length to your advantage. Thanks, Jason. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a fast pace for Milwaukee at the outset. During one stretch, they were leading by as many as 11, really playing as a unit. Most of their well-earned lead evaporated, though, as they ended up with just a 2-point lead at the end of one. And just a monster offensive surge from them to close out the second quarter as they finished on a 14-5 run. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
They obviously came in wanting to push the action. And so far, so good. They're looking to get easy transition baskets because the other team is not getting back on defense.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, I didn't even know who some of these guys were, but their bench came up with some big shots. Gave the team a lift offensively. It's always possible those guys will see more minutes in the second half, but at the same time, if you're a starter for a reason. We shall see, Ernie.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Day turning tonight here in the Southwest. We're in Houston. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Rockets. Anderson is down low with Capella. Filling out the wings, it's Harden and Ariza. And it's Paul in at the point. Now here's Paul. Following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. Harden left side. The kick out to Anderson. Misses the three.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
A putback. James Harden with the rebound.
Unfortunately, his shot has been everywhere, all over the place. Can't buy a basket. However, his teammates got him covered.
To the paint. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Phenomenal court vision by Parker. He really has all the tools to be a great player in this league.
Paul kicks to Harden. Back to Paul. Screen by Capella. Harden against Middleton. Anderson with the screen for Paul. 5 on the clock. Anderson's shot is off. Bucks leading by 7. Here's Bledsoe. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
That is the quick decision-making of Chris Paul. Doesn't take a single dribble, just sees it and hits it.
And here's Bledsoe following the 3 from Chris Paul.
Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle, spreading it around.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Bledsoe against Paul. He feeds it to Capella. And Anderson has it in the corner. Over Parker. Anderson can't get that one to fall.
And, you know, 1 for 4, not a good start. I mean, they got to play with a little more energy this half.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Paul. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
What a terrific finisher he is for an undersized player. Chris Paul doesn't let anything throw him off.
And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes. And we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
Now Paul, following the three-point attempt by Eric Bledsoe. Paul with the bucket.
From that area of the court, he's automatic. I mean, the mid-range jumper is and always will be Chris Paul's shot.
Now here's Middleton. 8 points for him. Henson, a screen on Paul. Off the screen, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
Milwaukee in the lead. Ring shot on the way. Bledsoe can't get that one to drop.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Here's Middleton. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Well, I tell you what, Middleton really does a nice job at being able to score through contact. Sometimes he gets hammered, and he still gets it up and down.
And one of the things I love about Chris Middleton is his decision-making. You know, he doesn't force shots or passes when he has the ball and just lets the play develop. And that's why coaches trust him so much.
Houston making a switch here. Tucker's checked in.
One shot.
And with Middleton in his decision-making, it's true for both his scoring and his passing.
For the amount he facilitates, he has great efficiency. Low turnovers, solid field goal percentage, and his passing gets better every year.
Now, here's Ariza. 5 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. Paul kicks it to Tucker. The Rockets with another miss.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Count that bucket. Middleton's got 13.
Man, I tell you what, Middleton does a nice job using his length inside. You know, when he gets in a good spot, he's a high percentage shooter from there.
Now here's Paul. He's got 8. Here's Tucker. The Rockets with another miss. Bucks leading by 7. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. And the jam by Bledsoe.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Yeah, that's tremendous efficiency there. I mean, you like seeing them put together these types of plays.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Bucks?
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe.
And when I watch Eric Bledsoe, I really feel like he's at his best when he's kind of prodding a defense. So hard to keep away from the rim. When he attacks, it just opens everything else up in his offensive game.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And Greg, as you said, the aggressiveness Bledsoe has going to the rim is a key for him to getting those open shots then on the perimeter.
And the team is at their best when he is in attack mode. I mean, opens up lanes for cuts as you just can't keep him out of the paint. Knows when to drop off a pass after he beats his opponent as well for an easy score.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Ariza. He's putting up 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
And it's the Bucks ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, here's Capella. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. That one goes. Count it. 15 points for Chris Middleton.
Middleton is simply a very versatile and dangerous offensive player. He's clever at using the pull-up jumper in the right spots to balance out his shot-making repertoire.
Here's Paul, following the basket by Chris Middleton. There's the screen, lob pass to Capella, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
Milwaukee leading by 12. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. Back to Antetokounmpo. Here's Henson. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Henson's got 5 now.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
The Bucks have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Up top, Bledsoe, guarded by Tucker. No good from Bledsoe.
Got to give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
Paul with the 3. Can't hit that one. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. From the baseline, here's Henson. And the dunk by Parker.
Well, I tell you what, tremendous work rate in getting to the glass by Parker. If you don't box him out, he'll make you pay for it.
Here's Middleton, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Middleton's got 11 points here in just the second half. Ariza against Antetokounmpo. Ariza with the bucket.
Poise is so important for any player, but Ariza demonstrating poise when he's in the paint, looking to score.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Well, we know just how athletic the NBA has become since its inception. Clark, even from when you play, just how much faster and stronger has the game become?
I would say if we were going to try to put a percentage on it, I think it's grown 60–70% in terms of athleticism. And a lot of it is attributable to the training advances that have been made in sports science and sports medicine and sports performance. And that's benefited and aided the players greatly. And then you have players that have really bought into nutrition and year-round maintenance of their bodies and taking advantage of this technology to enhance performance. And then it becomes a herd mentality. More and more of the guys are doing it, and more of them are benefiting from this enhanced training. So I'd say it's at least 70% better than 30 years ago. You know, certainly, Kevin, the strength of this Milwaukee team, one of the strengths anyway, is the length they have. I mean, have reach at all positions, but especially up front. They just need some time to develop, but a strong base is there.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
That's good from Tucker. And to help with the development with all the young length the Bucks have, well, they brought in Kevin Garnett to work with the team last season. What a great move. Exactly who you want to be in their head and in that role.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You know KG from your time working with the Timberwolves when he was early in his career. And to have him work with Maker and Parker and Giannis, wow. And Giannis actually admired KG growing up, so even a bigger win-win to have him there. A big part of the conversation was having the right mentality to play and succeed in the NBA, and we know KG had the right mentality for a long time.
Well said, Clark, well said. The feed now to Gordon. Muhammad against Johnson. Back to Gordon. There's the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game.
You cannot let Gordon get it going from the perimeter, Kevin. I mean, he's an incredibly consistent and persistent long-range shooter.
Now, here's Brogdon. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Rockets trail by 13. Outside Gordon. He kicks to Nene. Back to Gordon. Muhammad with the steal. Pass to Brogdon. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage. Here's Brogdon. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's Muhammad, and the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
For the finish, and the dunk by Muhammad.
And, you know, in this example of changing ends of the floor, this is where you can see the improvements in Muhammad's diet and conditioning really coming to the fore.
Good. Gordon's got 19 points.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
Dellavedova dishes to Muhammad. The pass to Maker. And he banks in the layup. Maker's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets.
One shot.
And that one falls for Johnson.
And the versatility Johnson offers, it can't be forgotten. I mean, this is a guy that can play 3 to 4 positions, a lights-out shooter who also has that clutch gene. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
The first one falls.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
And Gordon drops them both. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 15. Johnson, the pass to Nene, down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Nene's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Here's Muhammad. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Muhammad's got 18 points in the game.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
To the paint. And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to 10 on the bucket from Nene.
Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
Milwaukee's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Here's Muhammad. Nene pulls it in. Nene's got 8 rebounds in this game.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2 for 1.
Well, you're maximizing your possessions. That's the critical thing here, and they've got to make sure the timing is right, though.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Rockets trail by 8. Johnson kicks to Gordon. Johnson sends the screen for Gordon. Pass to Mbah a Moute. Misses from short range. And so it's Milwaukee in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
Understand something. Keep talking on the defensive end. Stay the course.
Coach Jason Kidd, he's helped create an identity for this team. There's no doubt. Wants them to stay in character.
Yeah, and how they perform defensively, the effort they give on that end, it really is a big part of that.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. We've got Maker, Mirza Teletovic out there with Muhammad. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Dellavedova in at the 2 spot. Now here's Brogdon after the miss from Joe Johnson. Maker with a screen for Brogdon. Pass to Teletovic. Rockets with the rebound. Nene's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Now, here's Mbamute. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Maker. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And that one is good. Maker's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Bucks.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Boy, it's so good to see Eric Gordon healthy because he's battled injuries quite a bit throughout his career. Last season played in the most games he's played in a long time and actually ended up being healthy and one of the most valuable players on a very good Rockets team.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbamute. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Paul subbed in for Eric Gordon. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Thon Maker. Jabari Parker comes in for Mirza Teletovic. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Muhammad. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Brogdon. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd going over the plan with his team for the last few minutes. He told them, I don't want us to be satisfied yet. We can congratulate ourselves later, after we win. Right now, we have to close this one out. He doesn't seem to think this one's over yet, Kevin.
And Eric Gordon dealing with injuries. And unfortunately, that's been kind of the theme of his career. Last season, only the second time he's ever played more than 70 games in a regular season. The first time was his rookie year out of Indiana.
Yeah, you can't deny the fact, Kevin, that the current of being injured has run through Eric Gordon's career. But while he's not been that efficient as a driver when he's healthy, he has always been consistent from outside. And he reminded everybody last season just how dangerous he is as a shooter when he's healthy.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Henson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 4 assists in the game. Rockets trail by 3. Anderson with the screen for Harden. Anderson outside. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bageled in the second.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
Fast break points, the edge goes to them, and those quick buckets are easy money. I love to see that.
Here's Paul. Good D by Bledsoe.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Now here's Paul, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up. That sends Chris Paul to the free throw line. It goes on Eric Bledsoe. The Bucks making a switch here. Middleton's checked in. Free throw good, Paul.
At the line right now is one of the great do-it-all point guards ever. Scorer, playmaker, defender. There's not anything CP3 can't do.
There's the pick. Antetokounmpo setting the pick for Parker. Kicks it to Middleton for three, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's now 20 points for Chris Middleton.
Presence of mind, really important. You know, this game is more mental than physical. And Middleton is a guy who stays in the moment. He's exceptional at knocking down a good shot off a good pass.
Harden can't hit.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Now here's Paul. Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Capella. Houston moving the ball around. Again, the miss by Harden.
No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Parker. No good on the three.
And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want, an uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession.
Yep, that one goes. And that's 15 points for Chris Paul.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
They get the rebound. Henson's shot is off. Rockets trail by 5. Ariza passes to Harden and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Well, I like the understated focus that Harden brings to the table. Despite getting knocked around, his concentration allows him to play through the bumps.
You know, Clark, for all the talk of Russell Westbrook he had with his triple-doubles in the record-setting season, James Harden was a force in that department as well. Second in the league in scoring and in triple-doubles. It was just a huge part of why he had such a claim to the MVP award.
Well, you know what? Harden was fantastic and had a phenomenal year, a record-setting type individual performance for Harden. But as hard as he worked, still not quite enough to get to the top of the MVP ladder.
Free throw good, James Harden.
And I think Harden is a natural leader. Somebody that commands respect, who also happens to be a dominant scorer.
Parker, and the dunk by Parker.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
And really, at this stage of the game, to get those kinds of offensive rebounds for putbacks, you almost feel like it's a 4-point swing.
Yeah, you really do, because those extra possessions when they lead to points, that's huge. I mean, he did a nice job there. Never gave up on the play, and you know my motto, persistence pays dividends.
The shot's good from Paul.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
The Bucks trail. Middleton outside. Parker against Anderson. Parker kicks to Bledsoe. And it's good on the assist by Parker. 16 points for Eric Bledsoe. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Down low, stolen by Henson. Here's Bledsoe. Paul with the defensive effort. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker.
Go the other way.
That's foul number 2 for him. Houston's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Now here's Paul. Now Capella. Harden with it. And it's Henson picking him up. Here's Paul.
Strength on defense is part of Henson's game. Not giving up any room or space, making everything difficult for the shooter.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
Now here's Harden. Jabari Parker unable to get his last shot to go. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Here's Parker. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. And the Bucks lead by 3.
Parker really adept in the post. Sees angles, reads defenses, does both of those very well inside.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Free throw good, Ariza.
And you know, Trevor Ariza continues to have an impact on both ends, guys. An amazing defender and an excellent shooter, too.
And so he hits both. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
The 3 from Harden.
Yeah, I don't want to dismiss the defensive chops of Antetokounmpo. I mean, he is so good at handling himself on the defensive end, whether he's guarding his own guy or in position to help his teammates.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Ariza has the open look. The offensive rebound. Paul kicks to Capella. It's Anderson with the drive and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Uncovered, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got assist number 5 here tonight. Rockets trail by 5. Paul outside. Inside. Here's Capella. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Here's Parker. It's rebounded by Houston.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Ariza up top. Antetokounmpo defending. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunities.
Milwaukee in the lead. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Bledsoe outside. Now the dish to Henson. There's the pick. Bucks passing it around.
And, you know, it's awesome to see Harden giving his all on defense. That's been an area that he's needed to improve on. Really making an effort to stay with his guy.
Now, here is Harden. Jabari Parker unable to get his last shot to go. Lob pass to Capella. Ariza no luck. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. That one drops for him. Middleton's got 5 points in the quarter.
Persistence pays for Middleton, commanding the ball and really demonstrating why his teammates trust him in these moments.
Harden gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Jabari Parker.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments, loves stepping up at crucial times.
That free throw good from Harden.
And you just knew he wasn't going to miss that one. Not with so much riding on it.
1:49 left in the game. Screen by Parker. Here's Bledsoe. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Chris Paul picks up that one. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Needed those and got them. Terrific job at the line under pressure.
Screen by Capella to tie it up. Harden missing again.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
There's a good screen. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. Henson, a screen on Paul. Here's Parker. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 6 assists here tonight. Capella with a screen on Bledsoe. Harden right side. Here's Capella. It's Solomon to Kumbo. Here's Bledsoe. That one a little long. And for the Rockets, they're shooting about 40% here in the 4th quarter.
And you know the ball's going to Harden when the game's tight. Terrific at delivering and producing down the stretch.
Now here's Middleton. Henson with the screen. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. Here's Parker. Anderson with the block. Harden dishes to Paul. Sinks it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Well, Paul's got them dropping right now for sure.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Shoot 2.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So it gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throw. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
Here's Harden on the wing. Yes!
This is exactly what happens when you allow James Harden to heat up.
And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he does get the second one. And that will put them up by 2. Timeout called, the Rockets. They're trailing by 2. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? You can go for the 3 to win or the 2 to tie. What's your choice in a situation like this?
Well, I don't think you set that decision in stone and anchor it in this timeout. You see how things play out. You're going to try to get a good, quick shot. And if it's a good 3 with a good shooter, let it fly. If it's something in the paint, then you take that. But it's about being a good, quick shot in this situation.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Paul passes to Anderson, and they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
Put it simply, Parker is an outstanding player. I mean, somebody who puts the team ahead of himself, and all this guy wants to do is W-I-N.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're behind by 3. 16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Exactly. You're right on top of it, Greg. No need to chuck up a 3. Just be smart and get a quality shot.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Middleton is most known, quite honestly, for his scoring ability. He's a sniper from outside that you can't afford to lose contact with.
And he steps up and knocks them down, making it a 2-possession game.
Bledsoe against Paul. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Bledsoe. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, tough break for him there. But they'd have a tough time coming back from this deficit no matter who's on the floor.
Here's Gordon. 3 from the inbound. No good. Shot missing.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
That certainly was a deep one. I mean, maybe move in a little bit next time. There's no such thing as a 4-point line.
And so the Bucks take the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.